yourselves. Today I'm using a Smeg fridge, which is just like a normal fridge that I don't clean regularly enough.
If you're having trouble whipping them up into stiff peaks, have you tried...
Welcome to Cooking After You've Come Home Pissed. Tonight we're doing a cup of soup that's slightly gone past its best before date. It tastes a bit better if you put some HP sauce in it. Now try not to drizzle too much oil on the lamb or it will wriggle free and escape. I don't know about you, but I really love upside down pineapple cake. As Australians call it, pineapple cake. As Australian pineapples call it, the cake of death.
Well, I enjoyed this meal so much when I had it in a Parisian restaurant that I asked the chef what it was called. So this is my own version of fuck off English.
Mary is quite critical of this soggy bottom, but to be fair, in this kind of heat, it's kind of unavoidable.
Welcome to another edition of Cooking on the Planet. That's when you just stick it in the oven, turn up to 190, pop it up. When the smoke alarm goes off, it's done.
Well, you know you're wondering what is the perfect accompaniment to a Scotch egg? Simple. Scotch sperm.
Well, my wife absolutely loves street food, but that's probably because I married a pigeon.
Normally for this recipe, I like to use pork lardons, but my producer doesn't listen, so I spent the entire morning making some pigs very happy.
So today I'm going to be making banana wine, and I'm going to be pressing the skins with my bare feet. This week, we're going to be tackling that very difficult dish, which is the potato waffle that fell out of the packet months ago and has been stuck in the ice. What we need is a very sharp knife. Hello, I'm Nigella Lawson, and welcome to the non-innuendo cookery hour, where we'll be teaching you how to cook. Right, anyway.
Weirdly, 13 years ago, you didn't know about science. That wasn't a thing, was it, for you?
Yes, it was.
You didn't do any science. You didn't do comedy then,
start
did you? You
knowing
didn't do
science
any
because I
science.
stood next to Brian Cox. I didn't learn science by osmosis, by standing next to Brian Cox and like lick his sweat. Fuck you, Hugh. On my side, on the generational gap, if no other reason in this show now, you and I are the only old people left on this show, so we have to stick up for each other because these young pricks are taking over.
Are you getting caught short in the rain? With the Bearskin waterproof soft shell jacket, you won't even need an umbrella. This is the ultimate waterproof tactical jacket. Why? Because it keeps you warm as a bear and dry as a bone. It's the only 9-pocket soft shell jacket that's fully waterproof on the outside and lined with bearskin fleece on the inside for totally watertight comfort wherever you are. Thousands of men and women love the original bearskin tactical hoodie, so we added some of that magic bearskin.
this week are Ed Byrne, Kerry Godliman and Ed Gamble, Larry Dean, Hugh Dennis and Angela Barnes. We start with a round tonight called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Larry, which category would you like?
World news, please.
Your topic is world news. The answer is 27. What is the question?
How many items of shopping does it take before a Scottish person pays 5 pence for a bag?
Is it take the number of people that think Theresa May is doing a good job and multiply it by 27?
Is it how many kisses can you put at the end of a text to your sister's boyfriend before he asks her to ask what you're doing?
Is it how many dresses are there in the film 27 Dresses?
Is it when The Bodyguard was on BBC One on Sunday night, how many people were watching Channel 5?
Is it how many chameleons snuck onto the Ark?
I'll just think they're bloody everywhere now, aren't they?
Is it how old in years is my oldest bra?
Is it what is the average life expectancy in the event?
That's fairly Project Fear, I think.
Oh, Jacob, calm down.
What's my life expectancy?
What did I lose my job as a bingo caller for referring to as one duck being shot in the back of the head?
Is it how many times will Jeremy Corbyn need to be circumcised before Jewish people forgive him?
How old do I feel with new Actinium Plus?
How old was the farmer wearing Ed's waistcoat when he died?
In 1862.
Well, all I can say is, Mr. Gamble, I hope you get the weather you're hoping for.
If I can have the right answer, please.
Is it how many EU countries rejected Britain's plans for Brexit?
Of course it is. Thank you very much, Hugh. Yes, it is the number of countries in the EU specifically. How many European Union member states rejected Prime Minister Theresa May's plans for Brexit? What do you think of the EU leaders' response to Theresa May's checkers plan?
It's not a surprise, is it? She knew they were going to reject it, but she went there on a sort of charm offensive, but she's Theresa May, so she decided just to do without the charm and just really double down on the offensive.
She's always got the look of someone that's selling dodgy electrical gear at a car boot sale.
I can't watch it anymore. I just find it too cringy of just watching all the EU leaders get on well apart from her. She reminds me too much of what I was like in secondary school at a party, and that you're expecting in a minute that she's going to like look at the EU CD collection.
Thought about this the other day, like what are we going to be talking about when we're not talking about Brexit? And I thought we're not going to have time to talk. I would be too busy mugging old ladies for their penicillin prescriptions.
Here's the 3 main things I'm worried about in the trade deal.
Okay.
Orangina, pom bears and French kissing. In that order, if we can secure all those things, I'm happy to go ahead with checkers.
Well, one of them is that it might take flights to other EU countries. And again, I just think that's going to be the last thing we're worried about under a no-deal Brexit when we're, too busy sucking off a greengrocer for a cabbage.
It's the first morning, surely. Let us get to the end of the week before we have to fillet retailers. Just
Why didn't the Remain campaign put that on a bus?
Yeah. Because I'd be scared about the amount
a
of people.
picture of a hearty greengrocer. What will you do to get your hands on this after Brexit?
I mean, that raises a lot of questions. The first being, how much do you like cabbage, Andy?
Maybe for a cauliflower, but I'm
No,
not
but I
sure.
really like sucking off greengrocers.
I know what's an upside anyway, I suppose.
You're lucky if you can find one these days.
Tell me about it, Hugh.
This is the most English conversation.
Okay, sucking up chip shop owners.
Tell me what a cabbage is.
It's pet passports, isn't
Pet
it?
passports is a huge thing. Oh,
You won't have to
going to take all the spontaneity out of a holiday with Rover, isn't it? The old Carpe Diem weekend in...
I mean, 3 months doesn't sound like a long time, but in dog years...
How are they going to implement it? Is there going to be like a bin at security when you throw your game?
Or you can bag them up in a clear plastic bag.
You don't need them for dinner.
No, you don't.
There are only 3 pets
Yes.
involved: dogs, cats, and ferrets.
That's going to affect tens of people.
I've never sat beside somebody bringing a ferret on holiday. It would just be, I just an hour of sitting by somebody who's just doing this with a ferret running over their hand.
It's like doing Tai Chi,
It's very centric.
I hate to be a doom monger here, but you know, in the event of a no-deal Brexit, we're not going to be worried about taking our pets on holiday because we will have eaten them out of death threats.
Yeah, and with a side serving of cabbage.
I'm wondering if with the people are now going to smuggle like their pets over the borders, and then we're going to have to use drugs to sniff them out.
Who's going? Rover, keep calm, walking around with a big line of coke all right. Anything to declare, monsieur? No, the hat's jumping wild. I'm furious then.
I'm type 1 diabetic, and genuinely the majority of synthetic insulin is made in mainland Europe, and there might be problems with importing that. So I genuinely now started stockpiling insulin, so after Brexit I can sell it to more desperate diabetics.
Other news, what was revealed about the so-called Croydon cat killer?
Well, it was a fox, wasn't it?
A really sexy cat killer.
No, they
It
don't.
was a combination of
I reckon it was actually cats just getting hit by cars and then foxes eating their heads. The police came in for criticism because they'd spent thousands of pounds trying to track down the human killer of all these cats.
Yeah, the notion was that this was a potential serial killer, just learning how to be a
Hang on.
serial killer by taking
Yeah,
cats.
why would there be any indication that he's a potential serial killer?
Because a lot of time they do care about animals on a serious note.
Is that true?
But they said it was a waste of time because they spent thousands of pounds and it turns out to be a fox. But they got the killer, didn't they?
There wasn't a photo coming story of a fox with his little paws behind his back going... And I do it again! They said it was that the remains had been by foxes. There isn't... I didn't go, it's him again! It's him! It's Reynard! You'll never catch me! But it was that there isn't a fox. They haven't captured...
No, but they did do their job, didn't they? So they're being criticised
So who did
for
they
not...
catch?
Well, no, only if you think if somebody walks into your house and goes, we've investigated your burglary, and it was, dun dun dun, a person!
I think this is what we're forgetting, that 400 cats died here, and what's really tragic about it is most of those cats wouldn't have even been there if they hadn't still been waiting for their passport.
I think this is about police cuts, basically. We're going to see more crimes blamed on top of it.
It's a good way of covering your tracks from now on. If you're going to commit a crime, just leave a fox shit at the scene.
Oh, he is struck again. Is this play for any crime, by the way? It's like the Hatton Garden robbery. Diamond, a tiny stool.
You did...
That's me trying to do a fox shit.
You've really gone around houses now. I was suggesting you saw a fox
Obviously, yes, fox shit. But I
I'm not trying shit in the shit. I'm training my anus.
I mean,
brilliant part. You know the scene in the heist movie where there's like, I'm the explosives guy. I'm the computer guy. I'll knock out the alarm system. Well, I'm the guy with the blackboard who work at the driving. What is his job? I shit like a fox. This game
Harry Dean and Ed Gamble. So if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is the startup challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers will step forward and talk about that subject. Okay, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is travel.
So I was having a wank in Dubai. It wasn't planned. Most of them aren't, are they? I just was outside having some lunch and I lowered my cutlery and went, it's time. That's not vitamin D, time for some vitamin me. And I went up to my room, right, and I opened up my laptop to watch some of the gay porn. Because I'm gay. I didn't need to clarify that, did I? I don't think there's anybody watching this thinking, oh, he's straight and he watches gay porn. How progressive. So I tried to watch some of the gay porn, right, but I couldn't because the gay porn was blocked because it's illegal to be gay in Dubai. Which is weird because there is gay bars in Dubai. Or not gay bars, prisons. So since the gay porn was blocked, I had to watch some of the straight stuff. Long time listener, first time caller. So I was watching the straight amateur porn, right, and amateur as well, because amateur's better, because when you watch amateur porn, there's a little bit of you that thinks, I can do that. Gives you a good self-esteem boost. Same reason why I watch Scottish football. And so when I was doing my thing over the straight stuff, right, a knock on the door happened, and I thought I better answer the door because they might have a key to the room. Right, so I got up quickly and I put my willy down in between my legs into stealth mode. I pulled my trousers up and I started walking towards the door like that. And I opened up the door and a guy was just standing there and he handed me a chocolate bar and then walked away. I still do not know to this day why he did that. I've never been so confused in my whole life. Because I took the chocolate bar off him and I shut the door and I started walking around the room thinking, oh my god, maybe there's a camera in here. They've seen me watching straight porn and now they're training me like a dog to do it again.
Diet. So, my last job was handing out chocolate bars in a Dubai hotel. I try and stay healthy. I listen to all the wrong people about health, though. I started reading health blogs, like health bloggers. They're all the same sorts of people. They're sort of posh young women in their early 20s. They say things like, first thing in the morning, to energise yourself, why not have hot water and lemon? Hot water and lemon to energise. There is no way hot water and lemon is energising me in the morning. The only way that would happen would be if I squeezed a lemon in my eye and poured the water on my dick. I do not want your hot water and lemon because I am not a kettle that needs descaling. The other thing they all talk about is something that I like to call the cauliflower conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is the idea that if you like to have anything unhealthy, you need to replace that immediately with cauliflower. The worst offender for this is cauliflower pizza. And I'll tell you what this is. Right, they say, oh, it's like normal pizza, but you take away the dough base and you replace it with a disc of mashed up cauliflower. So, nothing like normal pizza. I made one, it took me 6 hours. First thing you've got to do is grate the cauliflower. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, the cauliflower is not a shape for grating. It's not a shape, is it? It's just chaos, it's everywhere. It's so fragile, you touch it to metal, it immediately explodes. It's like you're in the middle of Frozen. You end up with this vegetable dandruff, you put it in the microwave, you warm it up, that makes it really wet, you have to get the moisture out of the cauliflower, then you have to pat it down into a rough base shape. Then they say, choose the topping. Whatever you like, you can choose whatever topping you like, and I think we can agree I'd lost most of my day up until this point. So I thought I'm going to claw a victory back right at the last minute, so the topping I chose was a whole Domino's. writing a terrible review for the Tory party conference on TripAdvisor?
No, he's tweeting Dara to tell him that he's not happy with the anti-Corbyn bias.
I think it's just nice to see Jeremy Corbyn looking comfortable on a front bench.
Is it Britain's loneliest wizard on his way back to Hogwarts?
This isn't a very interesting photo.
It's not,
is it? It's like it's a Where's Wally picture, and even Wally couldn't be asked to turn.
He's setting an alarm to water his courgettes.
Oh, another dick pic from Blair.
It is, shall I tell you what that...
Yeah, go on, tell us what it's all over, Mizu, yes.
It's Jeremy Corbyn.
It is Jeremy Corbyn, thank you very much, you. Yes, this is Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. The annual Labour Party conference was held in Liverpool this week, where the party discussed backing another referendum on Brexit, economic reforms and changing the rules on the deselection of MPs. So what did the party eventually decide about another referendum?
They're going to need a bigger table.
Essentially, yes, because it's quite the buffet of options. Maybe we like a little bit of this, but a little bit of Canada, and a little bit of Norway, maybe. I think they've eventually settled on that they're not taking any options off the table. That is how much of a fudge this is. We have decided not to eliminate anything. Everything is still on, whether, you know...
John McDonnell said definitely not.
but Johnson said-
And then Keir Starmer went, shut up!
Yeah.
So that's now on the table.
That's back on the table.
It's not that I'm opposed to another referendum, but it's the fact that they keep calling it the people's vote. Who did they think were voting before?
Dogs.
Was it our pets? And now they don't get passports.
But what happened is, and that's why they found so many of those cars with little fox shit on them.
Really fox.
If it was dogs voting last time, that explains a lot, because there's no way a dog is going to vote to stay.
The whole thing is it's government by magic 8-ball. Shall we leave the EU? The future is uncertain.
Clearly, it's like one of these that we can be off and go, you know, why have Labour stepped out of this debate? Why are they not involved in this debate for 2 years?
I thought very well if they were standing back and just, you know, being strong and united, but they're not. They're standing back and they're about as united as a fucking synchronised swimming. No, that is united.
Famously very united. They have a thing. What is Labour's response to Brexit?
No one knows!
They have proposed a thing. They have proposed a thing. They said that this is very important. There should be...
They've got the 6-point test.
The sixth test. Our Brexit plan. Our Brexit plan is plagued by tricks. Come and answer our question 6.
And no one can achieve it. And then there's no way.
No, it's a question the second.
So it's deliverability, bashful.
Why was Corbyn criticised after a recent television interview?
He wouldn't apologise for being...
Well, for allegations of...
For allegations.
Allegations of deception.
Are we still talking about this?
Yes.
Yes.
And the only thing that's gone on longer than anti-Semitism in the Labour Party is just anti-Semitism.
What he actually said was, he said, I will die fighting racism. And I thought, no, probably a stroke on your allotment.
Labour handled it so spectacularly badly that even Gordon Brown had to step in and go, come on guys, you need to sort this out. And when Gordon Brown is trying to sort out a rift in the Labour Party, that's like the wino outside Londis telling you need to sort your life.
That one worked.
Yeah.
The synchronised swimming thing.
No.
Although actually, having a synchronised swimmer outside London telling you to sort your life out also could work.
You got to sort your life out.
Synchronised swimmers cockneys.
And return.
I'm just going to find out amazing how easy it should be for Corbyn to actually be a viable Prime Minister, but he keeps messing up. Like, there was a poll recently that 36% of people, like Theresa May, think she'd be a viable Prime Minister. 23% think that Corbyn would be, and 39% don't know. So confusion is in the lead in the polls.
All to play for. What do party members make it easier to do?
Deselection.
Deselection. And reselection, I suppose, yeah?
So they're going to be able to get rid of sitting MPs. Well, what they should do is get rid of the lying ones.
You know what, that was the angry sex equivalent of telling a joke. Why won't you leave me? All I wanted was a cabbage.
Moving on. According to scientists, what takes a third of a second
To fall in love.
to fall in love? Well, yeah.
Decide you fancy.
It's decided to fancy something.
Yeah.
Falling in love was overstating it slightly.
It doesn't take a third of a second to fall in love. It takes a third of a second to go, I would.
It is basically a test on.
I can prove it now, though. Look, would. Not now I've seen that.
Glad you stopped there, by the way.
Clara, how long did it take you to fall in love with Brian Cox?
He's just a better version of you. That's not true. That's not true. I'm gonna take you to space and back.
There's Uranus.
What?
And all your humour is over there.
I literally only bring a notepad to make a note like I've thought of stuff.
Ordy-door-de-door, leprechaun.
Now we've got a few scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. Okay, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
Why are we having this conference in Blackpool? 2 words: cheap cocaine.
Jeremy Hunt is having a heart attack. Is there a doctor in the house? Why are you laughing?
So we'll be having one speech from a Remainer, a speech from a Brexiteer, another speech from a Remainer, another speech from a Brexiteer, and then Boris Johnson will drop his trousers. So that's in, out, shake it all about.
What this conference has taught me is this party needs more women. Because the hotel bar last night was an absolute sausage fest.
Welcome, delegates, to this year's Liberal Democrat Conference. Conference. So to those who say we have alienated too many groups in society to get elected, let me say this. Fuck off.
I know some of you have been challenging my leadership, and to you I say, bring it on, ya bobbags.
Some have said that the Labour Party has lost contact with its working class roots. But I say to these people the same thing I said to my driver this morning. Do not address me directly. So, now we've sorted out Brexit. They told us Brexit was undeliverable. They told us Brexit was unworkable. But where are they now? They're outside with banners saying, I told you so.
Right, it's the Green Party conference, and now it's time to break for lunch. Who wants
Smog can't be with us today. Someone hung garlic at the threshold and he can't pass through. So everything is still on the table. Why has no one cleared the table?
It's incredible to think that some people think of us as a cult. Anyway, could you all just line up while Jeremy Corbyn chooses his wives?
Of course the Tories are like regular people. You should have seen us in the bar last night. Giles' wet nurse downed a whole bottle of port.
We have had soft Brexit. We have had hard Brexit, but now we have a more digestible alternative. Ready Brexit.
Next begins Unlikely Lines from a TV detective show.
Interesting. I think it might be Fox.
Sierra, Alpha, Disco, Poker, Nipple. Actually, I've got no idea what I'm talking about.
After 7 very tedious seasons, finally things pick up on CSI Salisbury.
I want photographs of the body. I'll take an 8x10 canvas, a keyring and a mouse mat.
There are 16 different semen samples in this bed, Sarge. Should have read the TripAdvisor report on this hotel.
Hey there.
Hey.
As you can see from the chalk outline, the victim had a tiny head and was sitting on a giant circle. Sorry, I think that's a disabled parking space.
So your prime number is 100000. Oh my God, you're our millionth customer. I'm really sorry. What happened to your husband?
Welcome to the new detective show from the Northeast. CSYI!
Is it just me in the stream? I feel so.
Yeah, I think it is.
To the left, and that bullet would have gone right through your eyeball. But as it is, it went through the other eyeball.
God, I have to go to the morgue. He's always eating a sandwich. We get it, you're desensitized.
Everybody get down, because this is disco.
Look, I am genuinely sorry that your father never hugged you, but when I said it's the police, open up,
Okay then, I suppose what we can deduce is either the victim was naked and extremely well endowed, or whoever drew this chalk outline is very immature.
On the doll, please show me where you were grabbed by the president.
Miss Harris, I'm sorry to have to do this, but we want you to identify a body. This body. No, but seriously, there is a body, and we think it's your fiancé.
14 bullet wounds to the head. Classic suicide. Oh wait, maybe it's a man pretending to shit like a fox.
Welcome to Sunhill Police Station. I'm PC, every British actor's first TV gig, and this is Sergeant Too Ugly for Hollyoaks.
this week are Tom Allen, Zoe Lyons and Ed Gamble, Milton Jones, Hugh Dennis and Jeff Norcott. We'll start tonight with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Oh, is this Theresa May modelling her bracelet that she's made from Panini football stickers?
Is she saying, yes, I'll screw this up too?
Is this Theresa May priming the detonator in Boris's surprise birthday present?
I never get Philip Hammond's hair, because it's like a side parting, but it's a centre parting as well.
More cleavage than parting.
She's saying to the right wing of her party, come on, technology is the answer. I used an app the other day that helps track down immigrants called Uber.
Oh, my immigrants will be here in 4 minutes.
Is she thinking, this is the most fun I've ever had in my life?
Is she saying, yes, we could be brother and sister, couldn't we?
Is she so pessimistic about Brexit that she started an apprenticeship course?
You know, like, when you've got a really big deadline coming up, you attend to other jobs that don't really need doing?
Is she thinking, think of a caption for this, Mock the Week.
The actual answer. Do you want the actual answer?
I would love the actual.
Yes, of course. It's Theresa May because it is the Conservative Party conference.
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Hugh. This is Prime Minister Theresa May visiting an engineering company in Birmingham this week. Birmingham hosted this year's Conservative Party conference, which saw May defend her Brexit plan as well as announce a range of new policies. How do you think the conference went?
She's doing well because she is up shit creek without a paddle, really. And worse still, if the paddle doesn't arrive by next March, it's going to get stuck in customs.
They've announced some really weird policies, haven't they?
They have.
To take the view away from Brexit. It's not all Brexit. Yeah. They've announced that waiters and waitresses will now be able to keep their tips, which is great. Unfortunately, there won't be any waiters or waitresses after March because they'll have all gone home.
It does feel like that's the most sort of middle-class policy you can put in, just so the middle classes don't feel awkward when they're sat in Carluccio's. Just think, do you get the tip? Oh, fine, that's fine. Nothing else to worry about then. It's great.
It is an awkward moment, though. I think when you're going, do you get this? And they go, no. And you go, how can I get it to you? And you're a member of the resistance. If you want to get me the tip, go to the bathroom and go to the 4th cubicle.
I think there should be a new policy, no tips for any waiter that doesn't write the order down.
Yes.
Right? So no tips for them, or one of those waiters who gets too friendly and sits down next to you at the table. They can fuck off.
Some restaurants do it already. I mean, this is just to get lots of restaurants in line, isn't it?
Yes.
And one of the restaurants that does give tips is Prezzo. And one of the tips they give is, don't work in our Salisbury branch. If you...
That would be even better if you said Zizi's, which is the restaurant.
Was it Zizi's?
Is there ever a more middle-class thing to muddle up there? I mean, I've got high with fans like, oh, I've muddled up my high street pizzerias.
They're trying to distract us from Brexit. Right. She's desperate to distract us. So she's announced that there is to be a festival, a national festival celebrating achievement, which they are going to call the Festival.
It's supposed to be like a festival of Britain, isn't it? But what's that going to have? You know, like the Spice Girls, maybe the Magna Carta and a jar of Marmite.
The Morris dancers.
Come down the main stage, yes, Stormzy's reading out the Times crossword.
You're sort of already getting into the swing of it.
Is
there a thing that it's distracting us, and is there a risk that by 2022, you know, if we're all living in tents and having to queue up for the showers as a result of Brexit, but they'll be able to go, oh no, it's a festival.
We got to get behind it, be positive. You know, I know you worry about Brexit. It's going to be fine. Everyone's worried. It's like Bake Off going to Channel 4. Do you know what I mean? We all thought it'd be a disaster. It's just sort of all right, isn't it?
It's got better, I would say, Jeff. It's got better.
Bit of optimism, Brendan. Come on.
I love running up to Tories though and saying, do you know what's occurred? Do you know what's occurred? And they say no, and then you say someone from Kurdistan, you racist.
What solution, by the way, for Britain and Ireland closer together was suggested by Boris Johnson?
Oh, it's a great idea.
It's a really good idea. It's a really tangible, good idea.
He wants to build a big bridge in between Britain and Ireland, which just sounds like someone's asked him for a plan and he's panicked and come up with something on the spot, doesn't it? Yeah, big bridge from here to Ireland, and also an escalator up Ben Nevis.
I'm not surprised at the bridge idea, because he loves this sort of thing, doesn't he? I mean, next it'll be, you know, Boris's Channel Cannon crossing, and it'll just come to Dover, stuff yourself in a cannon.
It's interesting how they think like a DIY project will bring the country together. I once tried to make a Billy bookcase with my dad, and within half an hour I was calling him a slag and crying.
Basically, there should be a disclaimer after everything Boris says. Please be aware, Mr. Johnson may be overtired or have too many Smarties. Promises can be kept as well as broken.
What else did he do? How did he troll Theresa May?
He ran through some wheat fields or something?
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a terrible, catalogue, doesn't it?
The thing is that he is teasing by recreating her naughtiest ever moment. So she should respond by taking a photograph of her shagging a junior researcher.